Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastagram D&D podcast. This is a Tangled Web, Chapter 20, Good Intentions.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic.
We look down at Xavier, once again sitting cross-legged inside the null magic circle. His hand continues to scribble away on a gilded parchment. He stops, tensing and untensing his hand, lifts it, and reads it back in his mind. If you are reading this, we have not all returned from our cause. In that case, beware, for a great threat is looming against not just Menzoberranzand, but to many of the great cities and sites of Faerun. We have divined that the powerful entity named Malkazid, who resides in the Bronze Citadel in the Hells, has carefully planned, manipulated, and prepared for an assault on these lands. And fools that we may be, we must risk all, including carrying the very artifacts that can open the gates Malkazid and his forces have prepared in one last raid of our party. Malkazid's servant, the pit fiend Arbister, has gained great power and magics and holds the souls of the wife of one of our companions. Our only way to ensure her freedom, as well as to strike a blow at our enemies, is in their own lands. If we have fallen, know that Malkazid and his hordes are coming, and his allies are already here in the shadows. Those who strike from the darkness and blind service of Shar, who has helped spin this web herself. To undo this, we risk death and damnation, for there is no noble course here that hasn't been tarnished by matricide, lies, and dark pacts. We are no heroes. We are selfish debtors paying our tolls. Prepare for the worst. Xavier stands, leaves the circle, and walks to his other prepared area, where he lays the parchment down and begins an incantation silently using the power of his ring. Magic works through his hands and onto the words and twists them into an illusion to be read in case of disaster.
Menzoberranzand is a place of spectacular architecture and artistry that hides a sinister, evil nature behind a mask of beauty. The Bronze Citadel is not so subtle. What was once a simple fortress is now an expansive city of brutish utilitarian terror. 12 concentric walls covered with war machines, each one spilling out and creating the need for more walls as the city continues to grow. Some say it will eventually cover all of Avernus. With its endless legions of damned souls and lesser devils, this seems quite possible. Its outer walls are the site of endless sieges from abyssal armies as devils and demons fight the eternal blood war. Scaffolding of thick bone covers many towers and walls, all made from a seemingly endless supply of bronze. Buildings are constantly being repaired or constructed as new ground is being claimed. The great Volo estimated that the city was 600 square miles and said, "It is like a living thing, an infernal beast of bronze and blood fueled by war. To see it is to know the horror of inevitability." Welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons podcast. I'll be your gatekeeper, Jake.
This is Josh. I'm playing Xavier, the Malthus mage who's found his voice.
Hey folks, Dan here, playing Sylavar the Warlock, working under new ownership.
What's good, fam? Matt playing Jidin Duskrin, the magical Rogue?
He seems so uncertain.
Assassin? So many.
You literally just assassinated somebody.
Yeah.
I know. He doesn't want to put the label on it, though.
You do so much assassinating.
Man
Yeah.
of many faces.
Oh, that's good.
And hey, this is Devin. I'll be playing the Shining Moon Maiden Salai.
And when we left off, we were about to go into our heist-style montage where the players discuss how they're going to break into hell and save the damsel in distress. But before we do that, this is a little off the cuff, but Josh reminded me that I had told him that I would give him some information about where the weird lady in his ring came from. And he also cast a crazy spell called Legend Lore. And he asked for some information about Dan's previous patron, Malkazid. So, Xavier, this is what you learned. And you can share this information going into your meeting.
Couldn't have this been a nasty gram? Just kidding.
Yeah, we take your headphones off.
We see a group of priestesses of Shar. They're on the surface on a night where there is no moon, praying in the darkness of oblivion, summoning a servant of their dark master. The fire in front of them seems to be fading, the light going out. The flames remain, but the fire is black. It casts no light. It casts no heat. It's nothingness. And out of the flames steps a creature. Dan, I'm going to ask you to describe this creature for me. What does Malkazid look like?
Malkazid.
Make him a fucking big pussy. So
It's a 12-year-old
It's a halfling. Oh,
halfling
man.
rogue.
Malkazid, the branded king, steps out of the flames. At first glance, he almost looks like he could be angelic. He's approximately 9 or 10 feet tall. He has large wings that have been burned and altered. He has a sort of gray cast to his skin, almost like a polished pewter. And from a mark on his very proud features, there is a cut above his forehead, and it perpetually bleeds, given to him by Carillion Lorathian, the god of the elves. He steps out of this dark flame, and he has claw-like feet, some part of his transformation as he fell from the heavens as a Solar, as the right hand of Carillion, to the spurned lover of Loth who betrayed him. And now he wars against them both.
This priestess, Alida, holds up her hands in sort of adoration. She's kneeling. When she holds her hands up, we see this ring on her hand, the ring that Xavier wears. And she says, "Servant of Shar, tell us, how may we serve our master?" And he draws this long blade of broken pieces of steel, the Dark Star, and he drives it through her chest and kills her. And he says, "This is how you will serve."
Wow. That's a plan.
it's fucking chess. 3D chess.
Damn.
Multiplanar chess.
Okay. You're all gathered, making your plan.
This dust of these two shells that Xavier crushed in his hand are still like this powder that's kind of falling down on you all. And you hear Xavier's voice in your head. "Well, we should talk. Can you all hear me?"
Sylavar kind of half smiles and nods his head. "We can indeed. It is good to know you still have a voice.
It's taken a while to find it.
What have you found, Xavier?"
Thank you for dealing with Azun. I apologize for what I had to make him say.
I thank you as well, Sylavar.
His jaw flexes a little bit, but he nods curtly.
I've done everything in my power to learn what I can of where we're going and what we need to do. And it doesn't bode well. The city of Brass is keyed up.
Bronze.
Citadel of Bronze.
Well, it's the city of Brass is the whole
No.
plane, right?
Nope, that's
No,
fire. That's
fire.
a plane fire.
Yeah.
Other D&D thing. That's our next campaign.
The Citadel of Bronze is alight with the actions that Malchazid and his new right-hand Arbister are taking. They've constructed a series of gates, 12.
Outside the city.
Yes. He reaches down and he keys he handles the ring of keys, the 12 keys. It is clear that I have been manipulated to be a tool. Alita, the spirit that has spoken to me through that ring, he points towards the ring sitting in the no magic area. She was a priestess of Shar. That one day, many moons and many cycles ago, brought forth Malchazid. He slew her, cast her into the ring. So many things have been put into place to have this moment ready. We have been manipulated, cast, honed as tools, all for the aims of opening the gates from the Citadel of Bronze to Faerun. These keys hold that power. These keys that I cannot unhand. Arbister has gained in power in the 99 years since we have last seen him. He has arisen in the hellish way that the devils do their business to sit at the right hand of Malchazid. He holds a blade, the sorrow drinker, and an amulet of suffering around his neck. The souls he keeps close to him, those that are most valuable. I will do everything in my power. I have sought a new path.
Salai looks up.
I do not know how much will be answered, but as it's clear with how much work I had to do for us to speak in this way, I have been beholden to others. He pulls from a belt pouch a ring. He says, when we go through, the patrons, all my gifts, Azun, they will forsake me. I will do what I can, but my powers will be limited. It will rest mostly on the three of you.
Sometimes you can make a new deal. He kind of gives a humorless smile as he looks down his arm. There are the veins that kind of trace their way down his arm into his hand have started to turn black, even darker than his skin. And he says, I took a different path to ensure our victory. He looks kind of amongst the three of you. She has stipulations on the bargain, ones that I do not feel a need to keep. But here they are nonetheless. She, Loth, wants the gate from hell to Menzo Berenzin to remain open forever and always. She wants her city to fight, to coalesce around this threat. She wants to harden the drow, test them as she always does.
This would not endanger just the drow.
I agree.
This endangers all of the surface world.
I agree. Therefore, if we proceed and we make our play, and I am able to rescue my wife's soul, we are able to kill Arbister and lay low Malchazid, I will consider it finished. We can destroy all the gates, and I will forfeit my life.
Salai is just thinking his life is already forfeit. His maybe this comes out because she's, this is telepathic bond. These are just very surface thoughts. She's angry and disappointed is not is too soft a word. But she's thinking that his life already is forfeit. His soul is forfeit. There will be nothing of him left. And if we fail, there will be nothing of us. And the surface world will burn.
Then we cannot fail. Salai.
She looks at you as if she like a slip of the tongue.
The gates are nothing without the keys. I hold the keys. They are bound to me.
Bound until death.
If I don't go, they have no way of getting back.
If you do not go, we cannot succeed.
Also, just logistically, so the goal is to get Arbister to follow you through the gate back to Menzo and fight him there.
Correct.
The reason for that is you're essentially fighting infinite demons if you stay there.
Yep.
So the problem is, and some of you are smart enough to realize he's probably sitting right in front of those gates with your wife's soul because he wants you to come get it. They want you to go right there and bring them the keys.
Yep.
So that's where you'll find him.
And they have nothing but time to just wait.
Right. You'll find him there railing your wife.
Wow. I expected it from Azun, but not from you, Jake.
Very mindful, very Lemure.
So
Oh my fucking God.
and
Episode title.
I assume the plan would be, and you need a literal doorway. So the plan would be go there, open up one of those doorways to come back to Menzo Baranzan, go through the doorway, and then he follows you through. The problem is, as soon as you take the key, as I said last episode, as soon as you take that key out of the lock, that doorway goes away. So that means the only way to take the chain of keys through the door is to break it off, therefore making the door permanent. Otherwise, there's no way to get the keys through a gate that they create. It's the old make the door go through the door trick.
23 skidoo.
Zavir explains that
Yep.
and says, if I remain behind,
But if you remain behind, they win because they get the keys.
Right. The only way to do this will mean that this portal remains open.
Can it be destroyed?
Not by my powers. These keys, Alita led me to them. In my visions of the fall of Chednasad, they had held these there, an artifact. They are beyond my powers. And now I am stuck with them.
Devin, I assume Salai starts to think about, could you plane shift out of there? But you know that these creatures, Pit Fiend has 22 intelligence.
Yep.
It's going to know that it knows that you can do that, and that's how you're going to get to it. It's going to have contingencies to try to prevent you from, it's going to have
From leaving.
dimensional anchor or whatever the hell it's called.
Yep.
Active.
Why is it that we all take these risks? What is worth it? I know for Sylavar. What of the other two of you? Why would you go into hell? For vengeance? To be a hero like in the stories of the surface?
My life is to preserve that which showed me mercy and gave me life. I will return to it.
By taking this action to save one soul, we will damn thousands.
They're drow.
I'm also drow. No. There is a wickedness in Menzo Baranzan, one that everyone here must take unto themselves or be destroyed. I cannot forsake the surface world above, the sky and the moon, to put them in danger. We've all sacrificed much, and we know what our enemy wishes.
So I just want to say, because you're talking a lot of absolutes about danger to the surface and stuff. That's not necessarily true.
No.
And also, Loth wouldn't try to destroy her own city. Like, she's not, like, she's chaotic, but she wouldn't be doing that. It might destroy the city if the city doesn't come together, but there's so many other threats in the Underdark that haven't gotten to the surface. It might destroy the Underdark, you know. Might not make it fun for the surface, but it's not necessarily you know,
I have
the
11
apocalypse.
Bad.
I have 11 other keys that lead to the surface. Is it fair that those that are born in darkness are cast to face this? So lucky are you to have found such a glorious path. Now we damn those.
Yeah, true. You don't have to fight the pit fiend in Menzo. You could fight the pit fiend in Waterdeep or wherever.
None of your brothers and sisters have had the opportunities you had to find such a righteous path. What have you, Jidden? It is your family that would be coming back. What demons do you have to exercise?
Is vengeance not enough? It's not Jidden's voice you hear.
Zvir kind of tilts his head at you.
Oh, it's all telepathic.
Do I not deserve vengeance? Do we not deserve vengeance for what she did? What she made him do?
Point of order, we kind of have put this in the background. Mom's trying to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
the countdown.
Yep.
Zvir kind of nods and says, "We are no band of heroes. I've read about them. They're quite keen on these heroic adventurers. They fill storybooks and bard songs on the surface. They risk death. They risk their souls for higher purposes. Let us not fool ourselves that is what we do. The four of us have goals, each of our own, that we will meet on the other side of this gate. Let it be plain. I'm willing to sacrifice my life to end my bondage. And the only way to do that is through this. If the rest of you are willing to risk equally, that is all that matters."
They have taken things from me. Not just my wife, but my entire being. That information you piece together, the moves, the plays that have brought us to this moment. Was I not bred for this? Think about that. I am chattel. I hope to change that, if only by making the choice. So how do we do it?
Salai holds up this tuning fork. So this like dark, greenish, like patinaed metal. This will take us to Avernus. From there is only one way back. And she looks at the Ring of Keys.
So if we're getting into the sort of plotting element here,
Mm-hmm.
you have what is that going to look like? That spell.
This is a spell that I can cast in its one action.
Okay,
I would simply need to strike the tuning fork while we all stand and hold hands.
cool. And then bamf
Yep.
in hell.
Yep.
And you can get to a location, but not a specific exact location. So you could say, you could try to say the 12 gates.
I think that was part of what I was researching too, was trying
Right.
to find a way for his
The western
landing
the
point.
western edge of the Citadel of Bronze.
Yep.
You could say that.
I try to imagine these
That's
places.
gonna get you kind of in the area.
Okay.
And then let me ask you, once you're there, Devin, you already have an answer for me, I know. Once you're there, how do you know exactly what direction to go, how to get to Arbister?
I think Sylavar produces a scroll that he has written, translated from his daughter's message.
And that scroll is going to allow you to identify which one of these creatures that you encounter is your wife.
Yep.
So you're going to have to basically like cast that on yourself, and it'll make it so that you know. But Devin, you have a spell that is going to lead you to Arbister, right?
I do have a spell. I'm familiar with the creature. I will be able to, once we are close enough, be able to find him exactly.
So, is it locate creature?
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll lead you in the correct direction. So what's the plan to avoid sort of running into other devils that might stop you along the way?
I didn't know if anyone had like alter self stuff that we could do to be lemures.
That wouldn't work in hell, right? They all have
True
The
sight.
more powerful ones have true sight.
Yeah.
It would work on the minor ones. And there's, they're everywhere. Like, the imps and stuff
Yep.
like that. They don't have true sight.
Actually,
it's just the big guys.
Yeah.
Alter Self is not an illusion spell.
Oh, it's a transmutation.
It is
Yeah.
transmutation.
All right, well, it would work
You
then.
change your physical
'Cause, yeah, you
features.
could literally make yourselves all look like imps or
Yep.
Tiefling.
Tieflings, right? Exactly, like devils of some sort. Do you have? Do you guys have the appropriate? I mean, I don't know
Alter
who has
self?
alter
I
self.
don't have alter self.
I have alter self,
Matt.
but I don't think I
It's
can.
self only though, right?
Yeah.
We could try to
By scrolls?
buy a scroll.
Well, what do we need to blend in? Is it just a look, or is there like a?
I think that's arguably most important.
So you could use illusion, except if you run into like another pit fiend or
Anyone high level.
any like high level.
Well, what about?
Actually, looking through real quick, I think it might only be pit fiend.
I was going to say, well, what
Really?
about actual?
Oh, Irenis, and they have it as well. But chain
those are those battle
devils
maidens,
don't.
right?
It could definitely get us further along.
Bone devils don't.
We would have to acquire some scrolls because
Bearded devils
Matt's not going to be able to cast
Yeah.
on all of us.
Yep.
It's really only a couple.
I can cast tongues on anyone that can't speak infernal.
If it's a physical thing, I mean, could Jidin try to make disguises for us all?
Sure. And you have disguise self as well?
I have disguise.
I have disguise self and alter.
Oh, alter self is the one.
I have alter,
Alter self
yeah.
is the one. The big bad one.
Yeah, you could do that, Matt. You've never, I mean, you actually said you were working on fucking masks and shit.
Yeah,
and you're-
I mean, for tools, I have a disguise kit.
yeah, that could be something that you had been working on. And that would, and if you can alter self to look like an imp and sort of take point, and, if there is like one of these more powerful devils, kind of steer them around it to avoid it. Because, your disguise might not work or the illusions might not work. Just to kind of try to avoid the bigger ones.
It's gonna be hot down there. Like my pointy ears are gonna fall off. Or,
Do I
Right,
know?
right.
Or have I have high arcana. How many devils can see invisibility? Is that very
it would
common?
be it's not that common. No. I think that just falls under true sight. I don't see any that. I mean, they have like some
Have
of them have
invisibility.
the ability to cast detect invisibility, but like as a just general passive skill, none of them have that. And there's really only a couple that have true sight.
So maybe the easier bet is to go invisible, follow Jidden, and alter self.
So invisible on three of you.
I have invisibility.
Okay, so invisible.
Let me just have cast it, and I'll save your spell
Sure.
slot.
Sure.
Because I'm
it's
not,
a free spell slot for me because it's shadow touch.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you get once a day.
Yep.
So Josh is going to be in charge of 2. Dan's going to be in charge of 1. All right.
Swapping out.
And then once you kind of get to this area where the construction is, Dan, I told you a couple games ago you had this sort of vision of that area.
Yep.
So let's imagine this sort of bird's eye view. Well, first of all, Josh, mark off spell slots for tongues, for invisibility, upcast for 2 people.
Who else is he making invisible?
Mark off.
Me and you.
I can alter self.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Wow.
Good. So just a single invisibility in tongues.
I'm doing tongues.
I can speak infernal.
And
I know Kung Fu.
I'm casting Long Strider on everyone. So everyone has plus 10 movement.
Nice.
And I'm doing this spell again, the Rarest Telepathic Bond. All of these are 1 hour.
Yep.
So only lasts for 1
Okay.
hour. And I'm casting See Invisibility on myself.
Sick. And then mark off the appropriate hit point cost of making all of those silent spells.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a bandolier of healing potions? Because I hope so.
I can use the other ring.
and then toss it. Yep.
Well,
You can use it for a few. Yeah. it's
3.
3. Yep.
so I
So that
will-
gets used up and then you switch rings.
Yep. So let me...
Such a
I'll do the
ring
math
hoe.
on this.
Yeah. You get the math done and get back to
Abyssal
me.
is not the language that I want to
No,
speak, right? It's
infernal.
Right.
Yep. Matt, you're casting Alter Self as well, right? So
Yes.
mark that off.
You need- Oh, yeah. You need tongues, right?
Yeah.
Devin, mark off Alter Self and mark off Locate Creature.
I'm not going to mark off Alter Self because
Okay.
I can do it
Oh,
at
it's
will
thing.
as
Okay.
a 14th
that's
level
And
right.
druid.
It's your
also
power.
mark off the plane shift, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow, sorry.
There's
Sucks
some
being the party taxi.
there's some other spells I would like to.
And yeah, let me know what else are you kind of prepping?
We have all eaten a hero's feast.
Bah. There's the hit points you needed, Josh, for the spells you're casting.
You can make them so I can't use temporary hit points.
These aren't temporary hit points.
What do you mean? They're not. What do you mean?
mean?
They're not temporary.
Its hit point maximum increases by 2d10, and it gains
wow.
the same number of hit points.
2d10. Yeah, it's not too crazy.
Do you roll the 2d10
Everyone rolls individually.
Roll your own.
individually?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it depends on how good it tastes to us.
Eat your own food.
You need to.
Josh, just let me know
I
your
think I got it buried
new
in
hit point
somewhere.
total after taking damage and everything. When you get to it.
I've also cast freedom of movement on myself.
Okay. Dan and Matt, did you guys? Most of your stuff is like in the moment casting, right?
Yeah.
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 Average. I rolled a 10 and a 2.
I rolled an 8 and a 2.
What do we get for this, Devin?
Your
2d10?
Yep, 2d10 to your max hit points, and you gain that money. That many.
3 and a 1.
The most important thing is we are immune to poison, frightened, and we make all wisdom saving throws with
the fear
advantage.
save.
I was going to mention in that little, because we remember the poison of the pit fiend.
Yes,
This makes us immune to poison.
we are immune to poison,
Immune to poison and what else?
frightened, and you make
That's amazing.
and you
Yeah, I
make
need
all
that.
wisdom saving throws with advantage.
The poison of the pit fiend isn't the poison condition. It's just described as
a poison.
As a poison, yeah.
Still, the fear condition, though, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, we can't be frightened.
Yeah, the quote unquote poison of the pit fiend is that you can't regain hit points. Yeah.
Is it? Do we? But there's poison damage, right?
There is poison damage,
Which
so you
would
would
be immune
so
to
you would
that.
be immune to that part of it. Yes, it's a lot too, so that's good.
The hero's feast is food from the surface. You can tell she has this glow that she's been there recently, and so this food is all her favorite things, the things that she loves most about the surface. And I understand that you may not see that world the same as I do, but I hope I can share some of its glory, its bounty with you. I am proud to do so.
All right, Jake, I've used all 3 of my meta magic ring. And actually, you know what? No, I'm going to save 1 use. I'm taking Alita's ring, but I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
So I took 2 damages. So my hit point maximum is 68. I took damage from 2 spells. I'm wearing the cursed ring and using it. And I'm praying to Ilmater as I have been for my divine spells.
Cool.
So I'm going to say, I'm assuming all my warlock stuff is going to not work because that is patron
Yeah.
through her. The wizard spells I have to use,
Yep.
and it's up to you if my divine spells work.
Yeah, your divine spells are going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll the old portents. Not bad.
I think you need a certain one for a certain scroll, right?
And
You get that one? You get that number?
before we go in, I gather up Skeleton Jim and the Bone Trinity.
You guys are your dads now. You're in
Telepathically.
charge.
I tell them, listen, we've been through a lot together. It's been a tough road since Sid Nassad. We need one more push to get us over into the end zone. I trust you. Trust all of you, especially you, Jim. But all of you, equally. That's right.
Just rattle, 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 rattle.
And after this, you'll be released. That's right. On 3. Skeleton Jim. 1, 2, 3. Yes. All right. Let's do it.
We see the 12 gates. Enormous archways made of bronze. Not very decorative. No filigree or decoration. Just simple curving archways in a large circle. Probably the size of an arena. Around them, a wall. A circular wall built against the base of a larger circular wall that is one of the outer rings of the Citadel of Bronze. Within that, and stretching off into the distance impossibly far, are just crenellations, towers, keeps, buildings, all kind of brutal looking, made of bronze. Think UMass Dartmouth, but stretching on forever. And as the camera sort of zooms in down towards the surface, towards these 12 gates below, we see imps flying around, hundreds, thousands of them, red and black winged imps. And occasionally we see a larger imp, a larger kind of spindly, thin, black-skinned imp with dark elf-like features. And down on the ground, in the center, waiting, we see Arbister.
The agonizer.
And on the outside of that circle of doors, gates, behind one of the gates, just looking towards him, we see the 4 of you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Roll initiative.
Oh, my word.
Fuck.
So there you guys are, standing next to one of these inert bronze gates, looking at this pit fiend, well over 15 feet tall, his back towards you, waiting patiently. You see by his side, actually stuck in the ground, he's got his hand on the handle, this enormous, jagged-looking black steel greatsword.
The telepathic bond is working. You all hear in your heads, because there is no one-on-one communication. It's like a group bond. So you hear Xavier ask Sylavar, "Do you see her? Is she here?"
I must recite the words. How does that work? Seeing things?
It's a scroll.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, so you already actually cast it. You
Okay.
you have
Once
this
we
kind of
stepped-
active.
Yep.
And it's almost like detect magic, where like you see like an aura.
Yep.
And sure enough, you see this imp by his side, and you see this sort of glowing aura around this one particular imp.
Bracaria
It's just
is
sort
there.
of fidgeting in the dust.
It stands by her side. They are both here. It is time to act. Sylavar looks out and kind of across this landscape. There's just devils, imps everywhere.
Flying around like wasps. They seem to be doing things like As you're there for a few moments, it seems like maybe they're building fortifications. Like, this entire place is constantly kind of being built. It's a machine. It's a metaphor for capitalism.
You have your keys, Xavier.
Yes.
You need to grab her and get her through the portal.
That gate, the 7th one, it's a little bit set back. If we need to call down on the others, I can do so without destroying that gate. That is the one I use the key on.
Understood.
I'm invisible.
Uh-huh.
I'm also trying to hide.
Okay.
Because I know that
Yep.
there's...
So looking around, you see you all see basically 3 different things. You see the pit fiend. You see imps everywhere, hundreds of imps, and you see a few dozen of these larger devils, elf-sized devils that look kind of like imps but just bigger, and they don't have that. Imps have like a scorpion type tail. They don't have that. They're just sort of humanoid form, black-skinned, naked but sort of sexless, with large black leathery wings, and their facial features and heads look sort of drow. And you're assuming that this is your family.
Lovely.
Cousin.
They're sort of mixed in with the imps, and like the imps, they seem to just be servants of this pit fiend. They're just making their way, doing jobs, moving bronze or moving brass, building things. It's hard to tell. It seems chaotic, but at the end, things sort of come together like a hive of bees.
Jake, do I think that I can overpower the Lemure?
She's an imp.
Yeah, so pretty small.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Imps have a strength of 6.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have too much trouble.
I will. Sylavar says, "Shall we begin?"
Yes.
Salai nods. She looks at Sylavar.
He's invisible.
She thinks about Sylavar. She thinks, I will follow you, Sylavar. Point out our lost soul, and I will get her to safety.
Then I make the first strike at him. Very well. Sylavar describes this small creature skittering about, describes the Lemure, the imp, the one there that places the stone. That one.
You notice that unlike the other ones, this one doesn't stray far from Arbister.
That one is Bricaria. Be ready, brother. Let's see you on the other side. And Sylavar begins striding across this plain.
All right.
Before you go, Salai, her hand is on your shoulder. It's invisible. It looks weird to the camera. But she tightens up some of the straps on your armor, and I will cast freedom of movement on you.
Cool.
Okay.
So basically, you guys aren't going to really get a surprise round because
Right.
Sylavar is walking out to him, but you will get a round of prep essentially as Sylavar is walking out towards him. Arbister turns, looks over his shoulder, and then turns, starts calmly walking towards Sylavar as well. And as he's walking, you see that the imps start to sort of part and collect in the sky and on the ground, perched on these archways, like a murder of crows, like a flock
Scattering.
of birds. And as they sort of collect and start to land and gather around, you realize just the scope of how many of these things there are. They would blot out the sun if there was anything besides fire in the sky here. And we'll just go around real quick. So, buff round basically. So you're casting freedom of movement
On Sylavar.
Okay. Matt, any buff spells you need to do?
Jidden is just casting Mage Hand.
Okay. Perfect. Dan?
Armor of Agathis.
Okay.
And then he's going to Hex. Hexblade's Curse.
Okay. Josh.
Zavir's trying to sneak
Yep.
invisibly to the gate.
Okay, you're trying to go to the gate.
Yep.
Okay.
And he hasn't used this yet. He's using his diviner ability to get proficiency
on
in
a skill check.
Yeah.
Give me a skill check right now.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll
Against
roll
his
a one.
passive perception, which isn't that
I
great.
rolled a 2. Yeah. 7, 9.
Not bad.
9 times.
Feeling inspired?
And yeah, I think it's probably pretty important that he gets over there unseen. He's going to use some inspiration 5.
That'll do it.
That's a 14.
That's what you needed.
And then when he gets to the gate, he's going to reach for his keys and he's going to take 12 hit points of damage to cast Morningkind's Faithful Hound next to him to help defend him holding the gate.
Cool. So, do you break the key off?
I didn't yet.
Okay.
One action.
Not sure.
I haven't even put the key in yet.
Okay.
I just went to it.
All right.
I'm going to say it's a move action to use the key.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking for a friend.
Arbister and Sylavar just kind of walk towards each other. And this thing says, "It's been a long time."
99 years.
You see this amulet around its neck, glowing. The amulet paint. And roll initiative.
Amulet of Suffering.
Suffering. Thank you.
Hopefully that's different than the Amulet of Pain.
Wow. 19 for Zavir.
9er for Sylavar.
16, Moon Maiden.
22, Virginia.
That's right. All right. Let me tell you guys how this encounter is going to go. The Pit Fiend got a 14. The Legion got a 10.
Glad they both go before me.
Okay. The Pit Fiend is the Pit Fiend. He's the same guy you fought before.
Actually, can I use an inspiration?
Sure.
Initiative?
Go for it.
Oh,
10.
Use your only inspiration
I
for
have
that?
one more.
The way the Legion is going to work.
Did you forget to give us more inspiration for all the good
Everyone take an inspiration.
If you don't ask, you won't get it.
Jackpot.
The way that the Legion is going to work is, I'm kind of stealing this from Devin. I'm not going to roll for 100,000 imps. The imps are a collective pool of hit points. 500 to be exact.
Oh boy.
Here in hell, they're going to get 500 hit points every round.
wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They have an armor class of 16. Any damage you do goes to that pool. On their initiative, they're going to make one attack on each of you for every 50 hit points they have. Which means if you don't do any damage, they're going to do 10 attacks this round, and next round they'll do 20 attacks.
10 attacks on each of us?
On each of you, yes. You all have a bunch of D20s in front of you. Here's the good news.
Yeah.
You're all going to roll these attacks and be honest, and they have a +5 to hit, and they do a D4 damage. So you're all going to be in charge of rolling that by yourself. Here's the bad news. The Amulet of Suffering.
That wasn't bad news?
The Amulet of Suffering makes everyone within 200 feet, friend or foe, excluding the wearer, take an extra 5 damage anytime they take damage. Wow. So when you guys attack the imps, you'll do an extra 5 damage. But when they attack you, they will also do an extra 5. So that means that as long as he's around, they're doing a D4 +5. So for their attack bonus, you want to write this down. And I'll tell you how many attacks they get when it's their initiative. But
+5 to hit,
+5
1d4
to hit,
damage,
D4
+5.
+5.
Cool.
So-
Cool. Sick. Oh, sick. Awesome.
Sounds like a lot of math. I'm scared.
someone with a 20 strength punching you.
I'm taking my sweater off. I'm hot.
It's a sweatshirt, and we're not in Europe.
Well, you know.
Yeah, so as long as you're in hell, they're going to gain hit points pretty fast, and that's going to be pretty...
And that makes sense. Like the hit points are not them regenerating. It's
No,
just
it's more of them
fucking-
showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, last
I will say-
sorry, Devin, you're on wife duty?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so... Jidden. First as always.
Fuck.
Cast Destroy Imp Swarm.
That's the one.
You have that?
I don't have that scroll, no.
And area effects will work a little different, obviously. They'll do more damage.
I'm gonna die casting spells.
Yep.
Who casts See Invisibility? Someone did that.
Zavir.
Okay.
Do I see any invisible creatures?
Any pit fiends?
Read that spell and tell me, do you know that they're invisible?
I would think it's silly if
Kind
you
of
don't.
like what we were talking about with magical darkness. Do you know that there's magical darkness?
But it's one of those things where it's like, if you see a monster, you're like, I see the monster.
For the
but-
duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible.
Okay.
And you can see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
You don't see anything weird.
perfect.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
It'll be useful
he
later.
fucking lawyered
There's
me.
like a
He
terrace
lawyered me.
just hanging out that we. Oh yeah.
A Trascab.
Dan, do you want haste?
Sure.
So Jidden looking...
Just don't get hit by the swarm and suffer a concentration check failure.
I get a pretty good con save, so...
You know you don't, do you?
Yeah, I got a +7.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I got
You're
resilience.
basically, I mean, they're only going to be doing 6 to
So it'd be a
9
10.
damage. So yeah, you're
Base 10.
You
That's
have
pretty...
to roll
you're-
3 or less.
yeah. But I mean, you're going to make a lot of rolls.
Yep.
Hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's really the inaction for a turn. Could be like, there goes his head.
Yeah.
This has happened to me.
All right, then I think I just go in for the Pit Fiend then.
Go in.
Jidden, with Alter Self, has blended into the horde of imps that are jumping and crowding around as Sylavar and Arbister, as Arbister square off, and in sort of the melee that's going on, Jidden slides out his rapier. His mage hand moves out towards Arbister, and in the melee, the mage hand kind of grabs the hilt of Arbister's sword and gives it a slight tug, drawing Arbister's attention down towards his blade as Jidden comes in for a stab. 28.
Hit.
Don't pause like that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
I forgot my ability to get temporary hit points as a warlock ability that I don't have.
Whoops.
32 piercing damage.
Piercing? All piercing?
All piercing.
Okay.
yeah.
All piercing.
And it's a magic weapon, I
all
assume?
the time.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you get a good lunge in at him. He sort of steps back and it scrapes against his thick, leathery skin, that red hide of his. Devin? No. Sorry. Zavir.
Yeah, so...
Was there more?
Well, Jin does that, and then kind of like he bounces back down into the horde of imps, just blending back in, trying to hide.
Oh, nice.
Zavir takes the ring of keys from his belt and puts that dark mithril one for Menzo into the giant fucking lock and turns it as his move action. And then he reaches for the red fabric that's wrapped around his neck and he holds it, and he casts Bless on his companions.
Cool.
Takes 3 damage to do so. Everybody add 1d4 to your attack and saving throws.
Salai.
Salai steps forward. She looks, or she does. She thinks to Sylavar.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about Skeleton Jim and the Bone
God
Trinity.
damn. They want to go?
Did they come with you?
Yeah, they fucking came
That's
with
what
me.
that pep talk was all about. We put hands in on
I
that.
inspired them. They were hiding
What
off
are
to
they-
the side.
You roll their rolls.
They're
and then-
gathering around the gates.
You roll their rolls and then narrate after Salai.
yeah.
You can tell me what they did while Salai was doing her thing.
Salai steps forward, and we're sort of back through, and there's this swarm. We can't really see her through all of these imps that are fluttering around. And then there's just this burst of air, and imps are just thrown. Her hand, this ring on her hand has this chain attached to it that's crackling with lightning and like very energetically like dancing. I activate the Ring of Air Elemental command. I'll use 1 charge to cast Wind Wall.
What's Windwall do?
Wind Wall is a wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick. I can shape it any way I want, as long as it makes a continuous path. And it is going to be in a zephyr around me, this continuous wall around her. When it appears, creatures make a strength saving throw, or they take some damage. But the strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay. Small or smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through the wall.
Cool.
So no fog cloud?
This is fog cloud 2.
Nice.
Hey,
2.0.
how are we supposed to cover our way to the gate?
Right.
But there was fog cloud is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now you want fog cloud. Cool. That's my turn.
Arbister.
Arbister's turn. Oh, Sylavar. Okay. So you have things that happen when you get when you get hit,
Yep.
right? Okay. Bite. Hit.
Okay, I got to roll D6s to see if he hits.
Okay.
Because he's hexed by
All right.
He hits.
Okay. And then before I roll damage, I'll just finish the attacks.
Sure.
And then claw.
Hit.
Okay. And sword.
Miss.
Nice. You don't want to get hit by the sword.
Okay.
Jake,
Yeah.
just to total it up, I happen to know the imp's AC because I have my imp AC for Azun.
Well, it's
Is it still 13?
No, the swarm has an AC of 16.
The swarm has an AC of 16 because it's
Oh.
not a single imp. Yeah. Sorry, does that?
So it's harder to hit a swarm than one imp?
Yeah.
That's
They're on their home turf. Some of them are bigger.
All right, take one of these away. So between Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound and Skeleton Jim the Bone Trinity, do 35 points of damage.
To this one. All right. Zan, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sure.
Plus 1d4? Because that bless is going down immediately. So use it while you have it.
Do you take less damage from armor Agassiz or something, or
It's
yeah,
temporary hit points first.
Oh,
and,
right.
19 for a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. You get advantage on that, I think. Right from your thing.
No,
Wisdom
wisdom
saves
saves.
only.
Oh, okay. You failed. You cannot regain hit points.
Wait, what was this from?
You can retake the saving throw at the start of every turn.
The bite.
Not a spell.
Now, you also take a fuck ton of poison damage, but luckily you don't.
Yep.
You are immune to poison.
And then you would take the poison damage every turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good on that. But at the end of each of your turns, you can take another save.
Okay.
Jake, I'm sorry to be behind the 8 ball on this. Can I use a reaction spell?
Yes.
I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs.
Okay.
It's going to cost me 6 hit points. And the Arbister has to re-roll and take the lower roll for that attack.
For that attack?
Yeah.
All right. Reroll and take the lower roll. Okay. What's your armor class, Dan?
Not hard. 16.
Oh, he hit.
Nice try.
Close.
However, I can also, even on a save, I can give advantage to another creature on range on their next attack roll. I will give to Jid.
Okay, cool.
I technically already have advantage.
I will give it to Sylavar.
Okay.
Jake, do you want me to roll damage for the wind wall?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. How much damage is it
It's 3d8.
to any creature in it?
Each creature, when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. It takes half on a success.
Now I can't get shit.
Okay,
User.
roll that and then double it.
Which I don't care about the damage, but it's the bless.
Dan, you take 14 piercing from the bite,
Okay.
and you take 16 piercing, slashing from the claw,
Okay, he takes 50.
and he takes 50.
Okay.
Wow.
50?
Yeah, because you take as much as your total armor of Agathis. If they don't, like, if he had done 26 to me, it would just be the 26 or the 25. But every
Because he
time
hit you
it
twice.
hit- yeah, and it didn't deplete it all the way. So he takes 50, and he did 30 to me.
28. Wait, no, did I say 14 and 16?
Yeah.
That's 30, yeah.
Yep.
And how much damage did you do to the Legion?
20 total.
20 total. That was, so 10 doubled.
Yep.
Okay. And that's his turn. You feel this sort of drain, this poison coursing through your body, but it doesn't
That's a
seem to do
Tuesday,
much.
bro.
Yeah, you've already got so much poison in you. You're like, whatever. And then you're up.
Has anyone ever tried to assassinate Sylavar before, do you think, in his
Yes.
life as a mercenary company?
Yes,
So he knows the sting of poison.
Yep. Do I get an advantage for all my attacks this round or just one
Just
attack?
one, the first one.
He's going to take 2 attacks. Is the D4 with the attacks?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
There's a 20.
Until I get hit.
So a crit on the non-advantage
Ooh.
one, and I definitely hit on the other one.
You hit a 30 armor class?
I hit a 29.
Okay,
technically,
that'll
so
do
I
it.
missed.
AC 30.
Shit.
Dang.
Come back to me because I got to do a lot of math.
You got it.
Yep.
That brings us to the Legion. They have been depleted by 55 hit points, which means
Good work,
they're
team.
going to
Only
do
9.
8 attacks. Yep. They're below the threshold. Yeah, you did the extra 5. That really made the difference.
Awesome.
So 8 attacks each plus 5 to hit.
I realized I can't cast shield because I used the reaction from the silvery barbs.
Handy right now.
Very handy.
Jake.
What is it? Plus what?
Oh, Devin, half as many. Because, so 4 attacks on you. Plus 5 to hit. So they need 12s to hit severe.
Crit!
Well, it's only a D4 doubled.
I crit myself twice.
That's the sound clip. I crit myself twice.
Plus 5.
Yep.
And it's 8 attacks.
Yep. Currently.
Oh, 1 do I get attack of opportunity?
No, because you used your reaction.
3 hits, 1 crit.
So it's, it doesn't double the plus 5, just the D4.
So,
15 plus 4, 3 hits and 1's a crit.
yeah.
So 15 plus 44.
Oh, damage on the D4s.
So good.
That's a powerful magic missile you just cast.
Rolled 3d4 and a 2.
my God.
3 4s and a 2. 14 plus 15, 20. I'm so good at being a
25?
29.
29? Jesus.
Okay. Down to 18 hit points.
I took 27.
How'd you do, Devin?
I only got hit. I got hit twice for 16 damage.
16 damage. Not bad. Dan's still rolling damage for... so I'll roll for Dan since he's busy.
Still rolling more dice. So I want.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck he's doing over there. Glad I rolled for Dan. Holy shit. All right, so far, I've rolled 4 of the attacks, and they all hit him. Only one goes. So 5 hits on him.
Well, I got a real problem.
That's 30 damage minimum.
Here's an interesting thing. I can heal myself.
Hey, nice.
It just hurts.
That's so Ilmar. Could you potentially lose hit points from the deal?
Only if I roll it.
Yeah, so
I
you
have
will.
to upcast
So you will.
it. I have to upcast it.
Anybody need a beverage?
Oh, yeah, but if I upcast it, you can't take more damage. Oh, fuck.
Now we're gambling. Now we're playing D&D, the gambling game.
It's a game of inches, Josh.
Well, I'm down to 18 hit points already.
What?
Yeah.
Missed that?
104.
104.
Hey!
I
pretty-
used Eldritch Smite.
You took 32 from the Legion. 104. What's that look like?
A smite from Loth.
Remember, we're kind of playing like whose line is it anyway right now. Like, none of these points matter.
Yep.
Like, we got to get
We
out
gotta
of
get
this
outta here.
plane.
Yeah, you can't kill him.
Yep.
Well,
We
you can.
could, but
you,
it's
you need to trap his soul in that gem.
in the gem.
Yeah. So, Dan, you also got a crit against him. So I don't know if you had any spell slots used up already. That was the other ability.
Yeah, I did. Right, and he loses one, right?
Yeah, he just has innate spells, so he doesn't
Okay.
use this, like he can do them as many times as he wants. He doesn't have anything that recharges, so he's good.
Okay. It looks like there's a quick slash, which serves as almost a feint, even though it wounds him. And then the second one, the blade is thin, fast, and it pierces through his abdomen and is withdrawn almost immediately. It's almost too sudden to register. And then from that puncture, these black webs begin to spread around his stomach.
Cool. Big hit. Does significant damage to him.
And then I think he's going to kind of position himself towards where that doorway is.
Okay.
The one we agreed on.
Kind of stepping towards it.
Yep.
Top of the round.
The craziest news was I had to take 3 concentration checks, and I passed
Whoa.
all of them with
Nice.
a +1 concentration. So Bless is still up, boys.
Jidden? Yeah, that shield was clutch.
It was just, and it was very meta because I only did the silvery barbs after you started describing how gnarly it was, which I shouldn't have really waited that long, but I paid the price.
I don't get sneak attack on a swarm, right? So I think the only thing I can do is just keep attacking and try to keep.
Yeah.
So I think Imp Jidden is just jumping around in the horde around this thing's feet. 20 to hit?
Hit.
The mage hand going in and sort of like pulling at its hands that's holding its sword to sort of draw the blade away as Jidden comes in with strikes. 42 pierce. 44 piercing.
Awesome. All right. That thin rapier goes right through one of his legs. Comes out the back of his calf, and then you pull it out, and his leg buckles. He kind of falls to one knee, using that great sword to support his weight. Looking pretty rough.
And then Jidden just dips back into the horde.
Zavir.
He looks around at his fallen companions, Skeleton Jim and Bone Trinity.
Oh, did they die?
Yeah, I think they died. Zavir looks at them, thinks about all they went through.
One of the
together.
arms is like crawling. It's across the battlefield.
Making its way to the portal. Try to get out of here.
And he's gonna cast. He's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself
Nice.
Love it.
at 5th level,
Nice.
which will cost him 15 hit points of damage. and then
Amazing.
see how this goes.
Does it heal plus your spell,
What's your
your ability modifier?
Yep.
You could lose hit points.
Ooh,
pretty
great roll.
good? Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
10, 12, 22. Nice. 29,
30.
31.
Back in it.
Back up to 34.
Powerful.
You're back in it. You're at like half hit points, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So he does that. That was at 5th level. And he doesn't do anything with the key yet. The key ring is still in the set of
Okay.
keys. So that's it.
Did I also mention that they were going to gain 500 hit points on their turn?
Yes.
Does that happen?
You did. Does it go over 500?
Yeah, there's more of them.
Oh my god.
All right. The Mordecai
They're at
and
945.
Faithful Hound hit, or you're gonna really fucking chomp on him.
I would say open the door.
The door's open.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The door's open.
Okay,
he
the
just
door's
hasn't
open.
broken the keys off.
Got it.
30, 38 plus 4, 42 piercing damage from Mordecai's Faithful Hound. The Spirit of Red Dog is just fucking crunching on this motherfucker.
All right.
Red Dog.
Red dog.
Red Dog.
Cut out for a second there. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
All right. The dog is just ripping apart imps. Sylavar? Salai. Sorry. Salai.
Can Salai spot that one particular imp?
Yes.
So there's this swirling orb of air, and from like the top sort of part of it, this dome top, there's this like burst of air that like spits out and starts. It looks like just a discharge, like a flare from the sun, but it's actually an air elemental that whips and starts flying through the air towards this imp. And it like strikes the ground in this like dust devil and starts spinning around this imp. Bonus action transform. Use my movement, fly over to that imp, and then I'm going to attempt to use my action to like try and pull it up into
You can grab it. It's tiny. It has a 6 strength, and you're an air elemental.
Cool.
Yeah. Done.
God dang.
And then we are at the Pit Fiend.
Smash, 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 smash.
Yeah. Well,
He's probably not feeling great.
it's not feeling great.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
He smote him.
Nearly 200 points of
almost
damage.
dead. He's leaning on that sword, and then he gets up. He kind of takes a step back. He swings this huge blade over his head. He's going to bring it right down on Sylavar. But then he does something unexpected. He just starts cleaving imps. And as he starts cleaving
Life
imps,
drinker.
you see that wound on his chest start to close.
Isn't that what it was called? His sword.
That's the Sorrow Sucker.
Yeah, that might be the one.
No, what is it called?
Sorrow drinker.
Sorrow Drinker.
Yep. Sorrow Sucker sounds
That's
better.
cool. He kills imps to recover hit points.
Yep.
Fucking badass. I like this guy. He had a big glow up in 100 years.
And then, after he does that, he points at Salai and he says something. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
This is great because I get the dexterity save of the air elemental.
Is it
Probably
good?
has a low dex.
It is very good.
Nice.
The
wind?
has a
Okay.
wind has a 20 dex. I rolled a 13 on the die for an 18.
That's what you needed. Just
That's
so
what
you
the air
know.
elemental sounds like. It's a little
That was-
airy butthole.
So it sort of reminds you, whatever he's doing reminds you of fairy fire. You're almost wreathed in this sort of red fire, but you managed to avoid it.
I spin faster, and all of this fire, these sparks are
Yeah.
thrown out.
It was going to give the Legion advantage to hit you.
Gee. Wow.
Oof.
How many fucking attacks do we
At this point, well,
we both go at the same time, right?
yeah.
Well, I mean, he did wipe out a bunch of imps to
did.
heal,
He
so
did. Yep.
maybe he's doing us a favor.
He did reduce their attacks. Dan, you're up first.
I again kind of stride towards him as I imagine he, like you said, he took that step back.
Just a warning, guys. You're gonna all die if you stay there next round.
I'm gonna use a bonus action
Okay.
after I attack to shadow
You
step.
hear Zavir's voice in your head. The gate! Get to
I
the
mean,
gate!
Some of you might die this turn. You're still here. We'll see.
Come, Arbister, we have unfinished business. I say that to him, and then I shadow step back.
You can. That's a bonus, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can attack him first.
Okay.
Shadow step.
How far away
Or
is
the
gate?
imps just fucking cut through some fucking impage.
You can shadow step to the gate, and then you can attack. Shadow step as a bonus, and
Yep.
then move through the gate.
Misty
Yeah.
step?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. But you can attack
I'm gonna
either,
do my
either
goth
one.
flavor, right?
Either
It's a
one. I don't know who you
spell.
want to attack. Him or the
yeah.
imps,
I'll
whatever.
attack. I guess I could attack the swarm. Do you think that's better?
Yeah, we're not beating him here, and the swarm is going to maybe kill me this one.
Okay. I'll attack the swarm.
Probably a good call. Do like 100 damage. That's my suggestion.
I don't. No, I did hit, thankfully. I have a plus 13, but I rolled a 4, so that's 17.
AC 16.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, for damage, we got. I'm not going to do nearly as much damage.
Oh, yeah, thank God. I can't believe I fucking made the bless. 3 bless saves.
Huge.
68 points.
Okay. That's a good number.
Plus 500. So it's
They're at-
10 extra attacks.
They're at 740 right now, which is 14 attacks each, guys. So 14 attacks each. Go ahead, roll those dice.
Oh, bad.
14?
Yeah.
14?
You got a shield, I assume, right, Josh?
Zavir's using shield this time, for sure. For 3 hit points.
I think
14 attacks?
Yep.
What, plus what?
Plus 5 to hit.
Plus 5.
I think Jiden's using shield
17.
on this.
Miss.
Without shield.
Josh is like, why did Jake put all these D20s in front of my character while I was in the bathroom?
Only 2 hits.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're
I've got
good.
4 so far. I got to roll another 7 dice.
D4 plus 5 each.
Yep. So 10 plus 2d4.
What does a crit fail do?
Jiden does not use shield and takes 1 hit.
Nice.
I rolled
14 attacks.
Look at this roll.
Dude, I
7
rolled
of them. Only 1.
I rolled 4 1s, 3 3s, and nothing else over a 10 except for 1 die that came in at a 12.
Down to 17. That's a real problem if I'm gonna fucking smash these gates.
Ooh, so keep in mind the
Nice.
gates are nothing, right? They're just gates. Like they're not. They're they don't do anything right now.
Right. So there's no point in like using
Right.
for say a big.
Right. Yeah, they're literally just breaking furniture.
I mean, I would love to fuck that couch.
You gonna put your feet on the couch?
I'll fuck that couch.
I take 31
Oh, woof. How are you doing on hit points?
now at 39.
Yeah. Wow. So, if he had attacked you instead of healing, you'd probably be down there. But if he had done that, you probably would have killed him as well. So,
The air elemental got hit 7 times, only took 27 points of damage because I have resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing weapons.
Oh, they had magical.
Yeah, let me just double check. Yeah, it doesn't say they're magical attacks. So
They
yeah,
probably don't.
they're pretty weak.
They're pretty
They're
weak.
pretty weak.
Coming out with claws and teeth. Get that out of here.
Someone's gonna point out that that's like a fiend template ability or something. Like the attacks comes magical, right? But
Oh wait. What did I say? 2? 2 to keep Bless. Bless is down.
no.
Bless is down.
That's unfortunate.
Aren't you glad you're not making saves right now, Matt, for haste?
Yeah.
Stun lock. Whoops. On Sylavar.
Yeah, what happened the first round?
All right, top of the round. Sylavar has moved through the gate. Zavir is standing right next to it. Jidden is in the crowd of imps as an imp. Salai is an air elemental carrying
Sylavar is at the gate.
at the gate.
Yep.
Nobody's gone
Standing
through
on
it
the
yet.
threshold.
Okay.
Yep.
Salai is an air elemental holding an imp walking towards the gate, floating towards the gate. Jidden, you're up. What are you doing?
I will hold my turn. Delay, whatever it's called.
I still don't know how that works, but that's fine. When do you want to go?
I guess at the end. I think Jidden blending in with the crowd of imps, he wants to make sure that everybody is going to get out without
Okay.
going down.
Here's what I'll let you do. I'll let you change your initiative to a 9.
Okay.
Okay. That makes it Zavir's turn.
All right. Zavir looks around. There's imps obviously all around us, right?
Correct. In the sky, they're kind of coming down and stinging you with those tails, doing poison damage that they don't do.
Everything can go through the gate once we go through, right?
Yeah, but not like not in mass the way, like it's a big gate, but but not the way that
Okay.
they're just kind of coming from everywhere right now.
Right.
Spawning like a video game, basically.
Like a
From
dozen
off
at a
screen.
time if
Yeah.
we get through the gate.
I'm going to cast Wither.
Oh, hold on. This is important. Because Devin kind of mentioned this to me between games, and I think you would. So, Salai, looking through that gate, you see the city. You see a busy street. You do not see House Fandry waiting to guard the gate for you, as they said they would.
So drow.
Zavir waves a hand, and you see him. He looks horrific, like he always does. But like the cloak is up high, his eyes are sunken. There's like blood, like kind of running from the side of one eye. He casts Wither and Bloom on ourselves. It's a 10-foot radius. So 20-foot diameter, 46 damage. I don't know how you want to calculate that for the swarm.
Cool.
And he gives Sylavar the bloom aspect. So Sylavar, you can roll 4 hit dice to regain hit points.
Amazing.
Roll the damage and triple
Wait,
it.
aren't I under that? Oh, I got to make a save. I can make a save so I can regain hit points.
No, it's automatic.
No, you gain the hit point. It's a necromancy thing that the
I'm
imps are drained.
Got it.
Each one adds your con.
But I should make another save, right?
18 plus times 4, you said?
Times 4.
36, 72.
Nice.
Dan, add 10 to whatever you rolled.
Okay.
And Mordenkainen's faithful hound bites and hits for 12, 17, 27 more.
Oh, wow.
The hound, as Zavir breaks the key off and steps through the gate.
Awesome. The hound holds
he
and
stays
protects you. Yeah, that was a good chunk of damage. And there's just so many of them. There's so much like energy being pulled out of them that you just feel that extra sort of healing.
Plus
Sylavar.
4. Whatever you roll, plus
Okay.
4.
Are you full?
Not full, but
Pretty close.
Well, I was at 39, so that's I rolled okay for the 4d8, right? Because it's my hit points.
Yeah,
Yep.
your hit dice.
And
Each one adds doesn't it add your modifier?
Just one modifier. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Okay. And then what was the modifier? Plus
A plus 4.
Zavir,
Plus
you're
4.
suddenly on the streets of Menzo. You're in that nice Narbondellan district, the where all the rich people live.
I have 5 hit points, by the way.
5 hit points. You're bleeding from 100 wounds, and you see drow nobles just sort of staring in amazement as this gateway to the hells opens up. A few imps, kind of just stray imps, just fly through here or there, but you kind of stumble away from the portal and fall to your knees. And then I think it is Salai's turn.
That air elemental like bursts through the swarm. It like bounces into that that wall of that wind wall, and it like bounces in and then bounces out with a burst. That wind wall is dispersed. I'll break my concentration on it as I just jet towards the gate.
Through the gate?
Yep.
Okay.
Zavir, you feel just like a burst of wind. Like
Since you're basically withdrawing, I'll no attacks of opportunity.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I have 90 feet of fly speed
Jesus.
as well,
Okay.
so I'll disengage and then fly.
Disengage, yeah. Okay. Next is Arbister. Jidin and Sylavar make attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
He's going for the gate.
Does my mage hand give me advantage on that, or no? Because it takes a bonus action for me to use it.
You have to like activate it.
Yeah.
I'd say you probably have advantage from Sylavar, actually.
Okay.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. 21.
20's a hit.
Hit.
You guys calculate damage.
28.
20. Oh, that was quick.
Yep.
Sylavar, you're being attacked. Are you going to use shield or
Severe.
severe? Sorry. Oh wait, you can't
Wait,
use shield. Yeah, you can. You
No,
have enough
I
hit
haven't
points.
used a reaction yet.
Yeah, but I mean, you have enough hit points.
Yeah, I'll bring it down to 2.
Are you being attacked by an imp in Menzo?
No, he's being attacked by Arbister.
I was just going after me. I love it.
He's got a mission.
The keys.
Yep.
Yep.
I use shield.
He
I have 2 hit points.
How much damage did you do, Matt?
34 piercing.
34 and 28.
Yeah.
I don't like how he bounced around like that. He's like, all right, I'm going to move on real quick. Way back to you.
Hey, almost.
Yeah, I use shield. I'm down to 2 hit points. My AC is 22. What up?
He comes through the gate. He walks up to you. You're fucking out of commission.
Yeah.
You put up this shield, and he reaches through, and you see the energy kind of trembling as he sticks a hand through the shield and he grabs you. And you notice an imp that is invisible perched on his shoulder.
Yep.
Pitrix.
Oh.
And Pitrix smiles at you, and he points to the Ring of Keys. And Arbister sticks his sword through your chest, slowly. As the light fades, Pitrix grabs the Ring of Keys.
Uh-huh.
You all get through the gate, and we'll stop there.
Oh, come on.
God damn.
God.
Oh, Matt, you get to go. Hold on, pause.
Yeah.
Matt held his
Rewind.
initiative. Matt, you do not see Pitrix. But you do see Arbister run past you through the gate. And you can't see Jim. You can't see Zavir. He's blocked by Arbister. You know, he's between the two of you.
How far is that?
You can make it to him. Like, it's within a move.
If I use Misty Step,
Mm-hmm.
can I get there fast enough to see what's happening?
Yeah, but, well, no, because you go after him.
And I don't see Pitrix.
You don't see Pitrix.
I do. What a useful spell.
I guess the only thing I can do is make a final attack at Arbister. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but
Yeah.
I have True Seeing, but I don't know what that.
Does True Seeing let you see invisible?
I think so.
You have it all the time.
No. I have the spell.
okay. I don't think my mage hand can keep up with me if I miss these steps, so I don't think I have advantage on this.
I mean, if he's in the gate,
I mean,
Sylavar's right there. Like,
Yeah,
I haven't gone
everyone's
yet.
right there.
Yeah.
Everyone's right
I
there.
haven't gone yet,
Yeah.
but
You're right there too.
Yep.
Why don't you make an
crit.
attack? Oh my god!
Crit.
All right,
Crit.
That's probably gonna kill him.
So that's that's going to be 18d6 plus 2d8.
Mark
so
that.
we're
Mark that
gonna
in pause.
throw this off to our
We should put that. At
sponsors.
we should put that at the beginning of the next episode. The whole like realizing that Matt didn't take his turn.
Post credit. If you didn't listen, you fucking.
Should I attack him? Or let
Technically, you would have been first.
Yeah,
but
it's fine, it's fine.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure he's gonna
Gonna
kill
kill
him.
him.
You're not gonna roll?
do you want me to roll
Yeah,
the
you
damage
should.
now?
Almost
yeah.
certain you're gonna kill him, but
him if you roll a lot of wounds.
So many. D6. 18.
Wait, if
so
you,
Matt's magic item gives him 2d6 extra backstab and lets him pick any damage type for the damage for the backstab.
Do we know if they're
They've got a couple immunities, but they don't have any
nothing to give me a little extra
yeah,
sauce?
radiant doesn't do extra anymore.
10, 11,
So that's 17.
18.
11
17.
plus 6 is 17.
17. So I need one more.
Get out that punch bowl.
Were you wearing the elite ring?
Oh, him.
no,
It's 3d6.
Okay.
it's in his waistband.
Your soul
Okay.
would be in it.
20, 25, 28. This 38, 40, 45, 50, 55, 58, 61, 68, 73.
68 was the magic number, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whew, took me a while to get there, but I got there.
You dive through the gate. His back is to you. He's hunched over, looking at Xavier in front of him, and you jump onto his back, and you bring your sword right down into his head. And he falls to the ground, and as he slams down onto the ground, you see Xavier's body below him. And that's where we'll wrap it tonight.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'm kind of dead.
You're kind of very dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for listening to A Tangled Web. Please, if you have time, tell a friend, write us a review, or, just go out and shout it on the rooftops. Check out all of our different social media platforms. You can go to our website and find links at the bottom. There's probably also links on whatever you're listening to right now. That's nastygramrpg.com, and definitely check out the socials because I tend to put little things on there to help with NPCs and visual aids and whatnot. Our intro music was by A Wilhelm Scream. Theme song is Oath by Adrian von Ziegler. All scores by Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Marttikainen. Thanks for listening.
That's nasty.